Well, good morning, guys. You probably recognize this part of the road. It's right after I make a right out of the.
Near my subdivision. The coffee place is up here on the left. Yesterday at work during lunch, had a conversation with some of the guys, and one of the guys was real interested in the bike, and he's asking, what's wrong with it? Have you run into issues? Come on. Have you run into issues with it? And I told him a few little things like the wheel wasn't balanced. I got a couple rust issues. Being that it's plastic, it's got some rattles. You've seen my videos. It's nothing major, at least for me. Some of the other people on here, on some of the videos, have talked about some major stuff like no oil in the crankcase, tire falling off, which I think that was part of operator error, but who's to know? But I told him no, nothing, and he's like, "Oh, is it fun to ride?" I told him, "You can't imagine. It is a hoot to ride. I mean, it's automatic. You give it the gas, anywhere up to 15 miles an hour. If you romp on it, give her the onion, you're going to spin the back wheel. I mean, it's going to take off, and you go from like 50 to 75 in a blink of an eye, faster than any car, except sports cars, obviously, like a Corvette or even some of the fast Mustangs. But yeah, it's just crazy. The fun and the way it handles, and you go around turns. People are like, "Oh, does it feel like it's going to tip over?" No, it feels like a go-kart. I mean, that's the closest thing I can imagine. Is it's like riding a four-wheeler that's wide and stable. It's such a blast. Oh my gosh. And like I said, I don't promote any kind of reckless driving, and I don't do it while I'm around other cars that would endanger families or parents of kids. Me being stupid, I don't want to injure somebody else. So it's a lot of it is back roads. You've seen some of the videos where I have beautiful country roads, and I mean, I just go zipping through them. If we get a light rain, it's a field day. I mean, you get out there and just go to town drifting it, sliding the back end out. You got to be in sport mode. This is just a 900 Ace. The Rally, I think, has different settings to where you don't have to worry about that as much in some of the settings. But I have to be in sport mode for it to do it. Otherwise, it will, lock the brakes down and govern the engine to keep you from losing control. But yeah, you put it in sports mode, and you could drift it, slide the back end out. I mean, just burn the tire up. But yeah, so I was telling him it's a blast. This thing is a hoot. And it is targeted towards the young crowd around the city and all, and that's what it's made for. I mean, it's just a high-revving, crazy little banshee. I was going to say a bad, other word. I'm trying to keep it clean for YouTube, so if your kids want to watch it, I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, it's just, it's crazy. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. This winter, I can't wait to do some more modifications to it and all. And I mean, even if you just pick up 5 horsepower or 10 horsepower on this thing, is huge, tremendous improvement. So I would love to improve some horsepower on it and bump it up over 100. If I put that turbo on there, it'll definitely bring it up way up over 100. And I have a feeling that will give me issues with the belt transmission. I got to see how they have it designed and what they're using for the snowmobiles, where the turbo would be coming off of, because they use the same 900 motor and same turbo will fit this. But I want to see how their belt drive is, because I have a feeling you might go through belts on this thing if you put something at 135 horsepower to these belts. So I may have to change something in there also off the snowmobile. But that's it. So I got to do some more investigating on that. Take a look at it. And in my last video, I told you I'm getting that plexiglass to extend this windshield. I'm taking this one off, and it'll actually replace it. But it will take the place, or take the same resemblance right there of that arch. The little bit bigger, a little taller, a little wider, and then out to the hands, where it comes down to a point on each end. It's going to extend out past your hands, and I'll support it on the end of each handlebar where the mirrors are mounted. And that should be suffice. And I'll bring it right down to the glove box. So waiting for that to come in so I can start on that. I'm going, it's smoked like black to match the black and red on this. All right, here's that part where it's just straight and kind of boring. So let me edit this out. And you see, we'll come right up here and hold on. Bang, just like that, I'm back. And there's that sun. Great gosh. That thing is poking through. Let me change lanes here. Don't rely on these mirrors either, but turn your head. Don't be lazy. I've seen a couple cars in a blind spot. This thing has terrible blind spots with these cheap mirrors. So you're better off, I mean, it doesn't take nothing to turn your head. Not like I'm telling anybody that rides a bike doesn't know these things, but I mean, if you drive a car and you kind of get lazy on this thing because you're really just sitting on it and going, you may treat it like a car and just go to change lanes, and that's a big mistake. It will get you. But that's it. Beautiful morning, chilly, but the sun is starting to poke through, so it's going to be a beautiful day again, fall day. And I'm ready for some breakfast. I am hungry. I definitely need some food. Changing up my food preferences a little bit. Going to the high carb, low fat. And everybody says, oh, you eat all them carbs, you're going to get fat. I can show you a picture of what I looked like. It was about a year ago. Maybe just over a year, maybe a year and a month. Where my boy and I were sitting in a chair. He was getting ready to see me on an airplane. I was heading to, I don't know where, I think I was going out to Iowa. And I looked like a skeleton. And that was with high carb. I'm talking, that's all I ate was carbs. And not processed carbs like breads and all that, pastas. We're talking carbs from food. Anyway, hold on. Alrighty, I'm back. Yeah, carbs like in food and all. We're not going to get into dietary stuff. That's not what this is about the Ryker. But yeah, I'm probably going to go back more strict with that. And especially with the new training coming up for the 50K coming up and then the 50 miler. Fuel the body. And of course, I always get the question, where do you get your protein from? Same place the animals get it from, but I get it firsthand, not secondhand, from an animal. I do eat chicken and fish, very little chicken, but more fish, just because I like it. I do not do pork or steak. That is, just does not sit well with me, and I don't like it. I mean, humane-wise, yeah, it's definitely a good benefit not to eat it, but it's more of how I feel. Once you're off it, like I give you a month, you stop eating that, and the difference you'll feel will override the taste you think you'll miss. It's ridiculous. Anyway, no more food. We're not talking about food. Tires on this thing. I mean, they're fine, but I'm wondering if I would go with the same brand again or change them up a little bit. You know, put on, I'm not sure who else makes these sizes. I would have to look around. But yeah, I'm not sure. And being that it's only a year old, coming up on a year old, I don't know of anybody else that changed tires out. And I'm not sure what the 2020s are getting on them. I've seen a few pictures of those. I've seen where they changed the speedometer more towards the very, very front, like out in front of the windshield, kind of. It's weird looking, but it's kind of sticking out more, out forward. I wish it was bigger. Like that black piece in front of me here, by the windshield, I wish it was the full length of that and give you more display, maybe speed on the right, tack on the left, digital temperature and RPM maybe or not RPM, digital temperature and maybe oil pressure in the middle. Something cool. I mean, for $10,000, well, you know, might as well make it, you know, the cluster more attractive. You know, make two digital lines that grow, you know, that come up, so you can change, instead of just a digital readout, you can do like bars, like in half moons going outwards, one for RPM, one for, like on a motorcycle, same thing as a motorcycle. I think that'd be really cool. And then in the center have your technical stuff for your motor. That'd be really neat for them to do, something bigger. Give us something for $10,000. And I think they're even up to $11,000 now on the 2020. So anyway, just my thought. But thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And tune in again. Hit the little bell so you can see when I upload a video, and like and subscribe if you wish. I will talk to you guys again. Thank you. Bye.